Mountains are intriguing and mystical. Each one has its own splendor and beauty, and of course the highest ones intrigue us the most. We look at these mountains and wonder what it must be like to stand on top of such a mountain. Those who have accomplished this tell us that it's a thrilling experience to look down and feel that you are on top of the world. You can look down and see the trail, and you recall vividly those agonizing moments when you seriously considered giving up. You remember the moments when you felt that you simply could not continue, and when you had to dig deep and just keep going. You pushed forward one step at a time until you took the final step, and suddenly you have arrived at the summit. The relief and joy when you realize that you have made it are indescribable, they say. Even though you feel exhausted and drained, the sense of accomplishment overrides all of that. Filled with joy, pride, and gratitude, you plant your flag, saying to yourself, it was all worth it. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Rudy Labuskaghni, and thank you for joining us for these Big Shift conversations. During these conversations, we look at life through a different lens. We deliberately try to find a new way of looking at things by seeking answers from the age-old wisdom of the soul, and not the programmed and fear-driven chatter of the ego mind. There are striking similarities between mountain climbing and our life journey. We all have to face a mountain of sorts from time to time. Some are more like hills and easier to navigate, but some are simply daunting. The truth is, humans are built for mountains. We need those mountains. We need challenges. As wonderful and fantastic as a life without steep uphills and mountains may sound, it simply is not what we signed up for. Without life's challenges, we would soon die of boredom. Life is not supposed to be obstacle-free and a never-ending sunset cruise with free cocktails and endless parties. That is not the perfect life. Let us not be duped by social media and glossy magazines to buy into this fantasy. There is a perfect life, and that is the life you and I are living right now, because it's tailor-made for us. Each one of us is on a unique journey with our own unique downhills and uphills, mountains and plains, and by design, we always have what it takes to walk this path. We just sometimes need to dig deep to walk that path, particularly when the going gets tough. Whatever your specific mountain is that you are facing at the moment, now is perhaps a good time to be reminded of what Robert Service once said. It isn't the mountain ahead that wears you out. It's the grain of sand in your shoe. Most of us can identify with that. It is such an annoying experience having a tiny stone or some sand in one's shoe. It is amazing how such a small issue can cause huge irritation. It is distracting and soon becomes the only thing you focus on. For some reason, we normally try to ignore it and keep going until the discomfort simply becomes too much and we stop, remove the shoe, and get rid of the sand or the stone. Why not take a few minutes and reflect on this? Has the time not come to rather stop, take our shoes off now, and remove the grain of sand? Ignoring or denying it is not a solution. It doesn't go away. As someone once said, the worst kind of lie is when we are lying to ourselves, because denial stands for don't even know I am lying. So let us stop for a moment and ask ourselves, what have I been ignoring or denying? What is irritating me? What frustrates me? What is stealing my joy? A clue here is to find the things that sour your mood. It can be anything, people, certain circumstances, or all the negative news we are bombarded with daily. In that case, limit your exposure to the news and focus on the good things that are also happening in the world. Do whatever is necessary to get rid of that grain of sand in your shoe. If you have developed a bad habit, then address that. If you are surrounded by toxic people, then avoid them. Whatever the grain of sand is, identify it and deal with it, and keep walking and conquer that mountain. It is not the size of the mountain that is the problem. Mountains are only a problem when they become bigger than you. You should develop yourself so much that you become bigger than the mountains you face. Thank you for joining us. Be wise, live joyfully, and may life always find you awake, aware, and alive.